Hello, beautiful beings. How are you? Okay, so I've been getting some channeled breadcrumbs from my spirit guides inviting me to work with, really to act more as a guide and a conduit than to like physically work with these beings. And I got three big things in a row, three big breadcrumbs that were like, do this, take this action, figure this out if you're interested and you want to play with it. And I was like, okay. And so Spirit was telling me that these are light beings who are kind of bearing witness to us in our process here on Earth at this time. And it is a project of mine that I have been working with what's considered extraterrestrials, what I like to call star beings, for a while now, maybe a couple of, gosh, it's 2024, so about 3 years. And I was invited to go on this like exploratory journey with them and then to share it for others, because there are many people, not just myself or much like myself, who are light beings and who have the ability as mediums to communicate with other dimensional beings. And this dimensional being, group of beings rather, is very curious about Earth and why we do what we do and how we do what we do. And so before I get into the channeled message from them, I wanted to know more about them as a group. So this is my exploratory mission. Also, guys, I still have private sessions available. You can book with me at misswhitneyb.com. And I have so many sessions, and I have a bunch of new energy offerings coming up as well. I have been working on some of my creative artistry, creative design work, where I have pictures and cards coming available, as well as some wreaths for the door. I am doing some wreaths associated with the seasons, and I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to share with you guys. So as I was flipping this card, or flipping through the cards, the goddess card fell out. And so interestingly enough, that makes me think that they're sent by the goddess, or the Sophia, the creator of physical incarnation, right? And I was thinking about how over the past few years, Spirit brought to me that you can tell who walks in that creator energy and walks with that goddess energy by how they show up. Like oftentimes these people will be much about community. They will be taking a lot of love and joy and leadership when it comes to being guides, teachers, protectors. I like to call them knights of the universe in that sense. People living in surrender, flow, being who they are and sharing that with the all that is. A lot of warrior spirit, but it looks so many ways. It shows up in healers and teachers and different builders and creatives and things. Okay, so we have shapeshifter energy. So this collective of beings has the ability to shift through dimensions. Are they in a physical body? I don't believe that they are, but maybe they are. Interesting. Okay, universe archetypes. Oh, they're saying this is the archetype of the people, the knights, the quote unquote knights of the universe I was talking about, where we have shapeshifter, mediator, hedonist, and rebel. And so these people, oh, and networker, bottom of the deck. These people who are the quote unquote knights of the universe have archetypes that they are like natural born mediators and people who are good at seeing both sides of the argument and acting in justice. Okay, why are we going over this? Because we were talking about it. Okay. Creative energy with the rebel, with the networker, with the shapeshifter. with the mystic and the healer at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so this group of people is attracted to these types of energies. Okay, so I'm getting a channeled message about how I'm hearing in my mind, like, the reason that we're the ones who get watched, we're being seen, is because of the ways in which we go about being the creators of our lives, right? Like, shapeshifter is a skill at navigating levels of consciousness and ability to see potential in everything. And so how do you do what you do? What they were saying to me is that, like, Earth has a level of contrast, a level of polarity that no other planet has in this way. Hi, how are you? I'm doing well too. I'm doing great. I'm over here feeling the creative vibe. And so I was like, you know what? I haven't been on in a while. I'm going to get on and do the things. How's your weekend going? Yes, you can ask something. You're tired? Yeah. I'm actually feeling pretty good. I'm in a place of taking a lot of rest right now and being quiet and staying home and kind of being with myself in hermit mode. And so I've taken a good amount of time to rest. But yeah, things have been busy in my life around me. Thank you. What did you want to ask? I do. You can book with me on my website at misswhitneyb.com. You can also hit me up on TikTok, where you could ask questions, and I do a lot of asking and answering on there. Um, I have some specials going on right now. So for a 30-minute session, right now it's only like, what is it, $125? Like, and it depends on what kind of a session you're looking for too. I have like channeling sessions, tarot reading sessions, charm reading sessions, Akashic record sessions, mediumship sessions where you get to talk to your loved ones who've passed on, or animals, baby communication. It kind of depends on what you're looking for. It's all over there though. Yeah, you can hit me up on TikTok. Like, I do a bunch of free stuff over there. And then sometimes I go live and I do free readings. So if you just kind of follow me and watch watch for those things, you'll see there's opportunities for, to get a question in. Thank you for asking. So basically what I was hearing was like, it's the reason we're so interesting and these beings are following us, or like paying attention to us, not really following us, but witnessing us, is because there's a level of contrast here and polarity here that is not known in other places. And what I'm seeing is that, like, our ability to navigate and to move through the different challenges and obstacles. He just lit up, like, in my consciousness, light work, and then like grid work, and then DNA. And so, like, how we move through the challenges that we choose. He just related it to bowling and a handicap. He was like, you guys all with your different DNA structures and the different lessons you choose through your cultures and society, you get these what are like considered like a handicap, right? And so you get certain things in your favor and certain things not in your favor, and then how we maneuver through them. And he was also talking about our ability to find like pleasure in life. It's fascinating the ways that we can delight in things. Um, okay, also I just got this rebel card highlighted, and it's like going against convention and how we take such delight. He's like, particularly in certain places like the United States love a rebel. And he was saying like there's certain regions where that rebellion is really strong. And I find that so interesting. I wouldn't have thought that of the United States. And he was saying like, he's showing me that, oh, he just, the ability to buck convention. How interesting that is, because he's saying in his society where he is from, or where this group of beings is from, is like they're kind of in like a cohesive mind, like a group mind, and there's no need to rebel in that sense because they're all thinking together as kind of a collective and a group. And so he was like, here, very much more focused on the individual. He's recognizing that that's a part of the 3D experience. And then he's like, and then those of you who've shifted into 4D and the different ways that you have of like getting along in society while also still like releasing convention and being more authentic and focused on self. It's fascinating. Okay. Universe, tell me about this group of beings, like in and of themselves. What are they? Oh, they're saying, I said, what are they looking for in my mind? And I heard, we're looking for a guidepost of like how to do this energy and how to do it with so much love. And individuality. That's a lot of cards. So interesting. It's like it's a new step for them to go out and to go into the idea of separation in the first place. We're getting survival fears with rejecting emotions, with going beyond wisdom, with seduction and addiction. It's like due to the separation we experience here, logic and reasoning with spiritual commitment. It's like they're looking to understand how to go beyond where they're at now at this point and how to be guided by that, right? In their society, there's not a lot because they're in group think mode. Interesting, because isn't that usually a higher dimension? I don't know. Guys, I'm really, this energy is very interesting. I just scratched my head and he was like, yes, this is how we feel watching you sometimes. It's like, why do you do what you do? How do you do what you do? And how you work with yourselves is quite amazing. So they're looking, though, this is what they're here to work on, is to go beyond, or to learn about, is to go beyond seduction and addiction. So basically, like what he was showing me was the addiction of doing things the same way all the time and not knowing new outcomes, with survival fears and rejecting emotions. And so both Zetas, and the Zetas basically survived on logic and like had to go into their earth because they basically destroyed their earth. Show me more about this. So like all these external stimuli, oh, they don't know how to deal with the external stimuli in that way. The rejecting of the emotion and the survival fears. How do you live around all of that being within yourself? Wow. With logic and reason, and then spiritual commitment. It's like, how do you live like that and still find logic and stay committed to your path and not get totally lost in it? Which I don't know that we've really mastered that. Interesting. Way showing and then living in the now. So there's this energy of what they're coming here to learn from us is how to deal with these different separations, these different fracturings, like addiction, right? Like trauma that creates fracturing, these separations, and also being alone, having to do it on your own, like because they're in such group think, like such group workings together, as well as like how to integrate the feelings, how to feel these big feelings and still be logical, not get swept away in the feelings, and still being committed to like what you came here to do. Purpose. Interesting. He's saying we do that way better than we even realize that we do it, which I find really interesting. They're coming to us to get way showing, for us to show them how to do it and how to live in the now. Oh, interesting. With good intention and good intentions towards the hive mind, which, okay, when I see the good intentions with the hive mind, what it reminds me of is we are all one being, right? And we have, I feel that in every single human being, there is an aspect of them, every single being, that there's an aspect of them that is here doing this work for the greaterness of us all. And so it's like, how do you live and be separate and stay true to the intention of all of us, like for the greater good of everything and everyone, right? This is really fascinating. They're watching us because we hold the missing link to their graduation to the next level. Okay, so my curiosity then is, how can I be of service? How can we be of service, right, to them? So basically, by being ourselves, showing and sharing, like you can create sacred space to invite beings in to witness you. You can give permission. Like I did this a long, long time ago when I was a little girl with spirit. And I said, okay, I am willing to allow other beings to bear witness to my process. My only caveat or boundary is that in order for them to be allowed in and share with me and be a part of my experience, then they must too be coming from a heart center place and coming to be of service to the all as well, for the greater good of us all in that sense, right? And so how can we be of service is basically just sharing how we do what we do, right? I keep hearing like, so these beings are here listening, paying attention, because they're coming to receive teacher energy in that sense. And they're coming to witness us basically bring balance and balance out the scales of justice to this earth, to ourselves, to each other, right? Earth is going through a huge process of transformation and shifting. And that means all of our poles are shifting. Particularly, I've been focused on the point of morality lately and the shifting of our, at least here where I am, sovereignty over being, like within our own beings, that in alignment with our government, and then the systems falling and shifting that into a higher, greater alignment, which liberator, right? They're witnessing here, they're witnessing us basically balance out and create more sovereignty, bringing liberation and freedom to ourselves and each other. Also, then raising our mass consciousness to another level. What I find also really interesting is they're here to witness our creativity, which brings me back to the shapeshifter card earlier, because Creativity is life force energy, right? And then through our creative energy, we transmute our emotions, we shift our perceptions, we honor ourselves, and then also create huge shifts within our society. And this brings us into our God goddess energy, in the sense that I am the one, you are the one, we're all the one. And through that creator energy, whatever that looks like, whether you're, I don't know, a florist or a baker or a doctor or a lawyer or an architect, a teacher, through that creativity, you're providing for yourself and then everyone else in that. And there's this highlighted aspect here with Angel, where we're helping those in need without expectation in return. And so showing them through our own actions, which are already abundantly happening, how to balance ourselves out, how to be honest and authentic with our feelings, with our creator energy, and to create beautiful systems and cycles and structures, communities where there is more sovereignty and more freedom. Interesting. And I also just heard right now there's a big shift going on of going from this like hustling and grinding energy, this slave energy to survival, to the dilettante. And this reflection of that, and more people going into businesses and careers that they love, ways of being and lifestyles that they love, having to do with their own creative love and flow, and how they go about things. All right. Well, that's fascinating. Thank you guys for hanging with me and talking with this energy. I'm hearing you'll know that they're there because they send you signs like through animals. I just seen like a crow cawing as you walk up, or as you're sitting there. A bunch of dogs barking. I was also just seeing like when you're in stillness and the animals are communicating with you, like different bugs, ladybugs, cats, dogs, like different animals around you. This group of beings communicates often through the medium of animals. And they are a light energy. Like, I want to make that very clear that they're a light energy and that they were brought. They're kind of hesitant and a little bit scared. And they want all of this exchange to be in free will, but they're coming because they would like to share and they would like to learn. Particularly a key emphasis on learn. It's kind of fascinating because poet, athlete, scribe, and then father energy. It's like we have mastered in some ways how to communicate ourselves, how to go the distance, how to share information, how to keep it and share it. And then to give with that father energy, provider, protector, to help others without expectation. Like, they're coming to bear witness to that. They're here bearing witness to that. And people who work with them only help them to understand on a deeper level and embody more of that light and wisdom for themselves. Because I think the goal is that they too embody into a physical realm, much like this. So that's pretty rad. All right, everyone. Don't forget, I offer readings on my website, misswhitneyb.com. You can go ahead and book a session over there with me. And if you want to follow me on my social media, you totally can. I'm Miss Whitney B23 on Instagram and Miss Whitney B on TikTok. I wish you a lovely day. Cheers.